Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and channel the Goddess Inanna. I don't know how you say that name really, but I'm going with Inanna, and she's okay with it. So she presented herself to me earlier today, just when I woke up. And if you're not familiar with Inanna, she's a Sumerian goddess, and she basically equates to a few other goddesses in different religions and stuff, but she's comparable. The easiest for you guys to understand, she's comparable to like Aphrodite or Venus, those goddesses in Roman and Greek mythology. So Inanna is simply the counterpart of those, and Inanna is like the OG fucking Venus and Aphrodite, because she was around, you know, ancient Sumer is considered to be the oldest known civilization on Earth, whatever, you know the drill. So she just came through, and we're gonna have a little chit chat. I do have some other videos in regards to like this serpent in the Bible, the Garden of Eden, you know, with Adam and Eve, blah blah blah, the serpent, you know, biting the fruit from the tree and shit. So Inanna wants me to let you know, and this is a picture here, is if you see there's like a serpent over here, and this is what prompted me to, you know, record this. So Inanna is letting me know that the serpent energy in the Bible is a metaphorical representation of the Kundalini energy, okay? And the Kundalini energy is basically, you know, it's like where all of your 7 chakras are activated, and it's like this, this energy that starts from like your root chakra and then goes all the way up your spine, and it looks like the helix of a humanoid DNA. So what Kundalini energy does, it activates astral DNA, and that's representative of the serpent. The serpent, the Kundalini energy, looks like a snake, right? Okay, so when the serpent tempted Eve in the Bible, Eve is a metaphorical representation of the feminine aspect of the humanoid mind, which is the subconscious, and then Adam is a representative of the conscious mind, okay, masculine energy. Now, the Kundalini energy gets activated when you know, there's a lot of different ways that it can be done. Like I do know that you can do it by simply breathing, like breath work and things like that, through psychedelic experiences, through sometimes moments that are very shocking in your physical realm, you know, maybe a near-death experience or something like that. Others can just tap into it naturally, or they can use their mind states while they're in a psychedelic trance to access that energy. I actually suspect that maybe like 2 weeks ago I had another Kundalini portal opened, more astral DNA activated, because, you know, the astral DNA is like the humanoid DNA, but it connects you to the astral realm, so you're in closer communication with that. This is why you're able to, quote, see through the matrix and like bend reality easier, because you're seeing it from the 4th dimensional perspective, which surpasses the illusion of time. So we're going fast here, but I love it. Okay, so I'm trying, my mouth has to catch up with my with what she's conveying to me. So the Kundalini energy is awakening essentially astral DNA, okay? And these are not things that can be tangibly seen, but it's like, that's what they say with the 144,000, right? Because that's basically, I forget the number. I know I mentioned it in other of my videos, but I'm not going to go and like search right now the number of DNA that the humanoid has, I think, activated. How many strands was it? I don't know, like 23 is coming to mind, but do not quote me on that. Please research it for yourself. But there's basically strands of humanoid DNA, and it's in the double helix. Now, the Kundalini is the astral DNA, and those equate to 144,000 strands activated. Only these strands are activated astrally, and you can't see them, and they're really opening portals in your mind, okay? That's what she wants me to let you know here. And so when we're talking about Kundalini energy, this is, when that's awakened in a motherfucker, it kind of allows them to bypass fear. And I don't mean bypass like, you know, they talk about like spiritual bypassing and shit like that. No, it's like you notice things that could be potentially fear-based, but because you have these other strands functioning, you know, the astral DNA, they're activated, it's opening portals where you see past the 3D, and so you're kind of seeing an X-ray vision from the astral third eye rather than the physical two eyes. So you realize that fear is all an illusion, and it's only in the 3D realm, which is binding motherfuckers to the 3D realm, right? The illusion of fear. Okay. So the Kundalini energy can only be activated. This is the most important thing, you know, because she's a goddess of fertility and co-creation, and also like of war and shit like that. So it's really fucking funny. But she's like a goddess of love, you know, Venus, Aphrodite, goddess of love. So is Inanna, right? So she's governing this, and so she's like, you know, the feminine aspect, because you know, Inanna obviously is a part of me. Some of you might resonate with that, some of you might not, but like I wouldn't be able to tap into Inanna if that wasn't a part of me, because remember in my other videos that I mentioned with my black screen chats, everyone is you, even energies that you don't see, even gods, goddesses, things like that. Okay, so this aspect of myself, which I saw as like separate from me, because you know the energy that encompasses Inanna is not linked necessarily to my physical vessel, but I'm in resonance with it, and that's how I'm able to channel that, right? There is a link somewhere in there. We have a commonality. So this is really me, but it's Inanna, you know what I mean, right? So that's what you're doing when you're channeling. You're just channeling another aspect of yourself. But being that she is of a feminine nature, now this is the Kundalini energy, right? It can only... Kundalini energy sneaks in through the subconscious mind. It has absolutely nothing to do with the conscious mind, which is why the serpent in that story of the Bible, the Garden of Eden, went to Eve, right? Went to the subconscious mind, the Kundalini activation, other portals, because it cannot go to the conscious mind, because the conscious mind is going to reject it, right? It's like, it's going to be awakened through something subconscious, okay? And when this is awakened, it's now basically what it's doing, because most of your belief systems are stored in your subconscious mind, your patterns and things like that. It's accessing this because you're going to have all your chakras activated, right? It's going to produce a feeling. Now, what that feeling is going to be entirely different to everyone, but it will produce a feeling, which also subconscious is more feeling, or conscious mind is more thinking. So this is going to cause an intense emotion. Now, it could be the Kundalini awakening. It's associated with intense emotion, okay? Now, does intense emotion have to be bad? No. Does it have to be good? No, it can be whatever it is, as long as it's intense. And when the Kundalini is awakened, it's going into it, like it slides into the subconscious. And the reason why the intense emotion is produced is because it's, I just saw like a volcano exploding. Okay, this is what I'm being shown. And so it's like there's a snake slithering, and the volcano is the subconscious mind, and all the shit that's inside the caldera of the volcano, right? All the molten lava, whatever the fuck, that's all boiling and roiling around in there. And then the snake comes, slides under the volcano. That's the Kundalini energy. And then it's like it tickles the volcano and it fucking erupts. And what erupts, metaphorically, are all your old belief systems, things that were stored in your subconscious. So because these are getting dismantled and disrupted, because now it's like, whoo, it's like an explosion, right? From the root chakra all the way to the crown, what you're doing, the energy is moving up and it's being expelled. So whatever that sensation is in your physical vessel, it's going to be a feeling more than anything that is going to be able to be clarified by a thought. So that's why the serpent, right, that Kundalini energy snuck in to Eve, the subconscious mind, the feminine, because it's not something that's going to be understood by Adam or the masculine. So however that is happening, it's going to be different for everyone. But when this sensation happens, then basically it's like all of your old belief systems kind of poof, like they just erupt like that volcano, and then now they're no longer in you. And whatever emotion that produces, it could be something joyful, it could be something weird, it doesn't have to be bad, is all I'm saying, and it doesn't have to be good. It's just whatever emotion, you're gonna know it, because it's gonna like boom, it's gonna expel a whole lot of shit, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck just happened here? Some of you might feel really euphoric or some shit, but basically it's because all of your 7 physical chakras, even though chakras are not physical, but you know what I mean, they're your physical chakras, they're getting activated, the energy is moving up and down those, and because the energy is literally like, I'm looking at it, it's like a volcano. So the energy starts at the root chakra, works its way up, and then boom, explodes out of the crown chakra like the volcano erupting. And those are all of your old, it's like cleaning house, it's like all of your old shit that it's like, why the fuck is that toiling around in the fucking volcano? Why is that still in there? Boom, it's going to get released. Okay? And that is a Kundalini awakening. And the Kundalini awakening is only going to be experienced by a feeling or a sensation. You are not going to be able to put into words exactly what happens. Okay? So that's what she wants me to let you know with that. And when we're looking at the story of the Bible, Adam and Eve, we do know that came after the ancient Sumerian civilization. So again, Inanna is like the OG of, the romance, fertility, co-creation, and war, comparable to the other deities. But they're all really just metaphors for energy and embodiments of energy, how you want to picture them. So when the Kundalini is awakened, it's going to activate the 144 DNA strand in the astral realm, and then you're going to start to see through the illusion of fear, because remember that volcano eruption when the Kundalini energy exploded? Now there's a whole lot of belief systems got like tossed out with the fucking trash, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that wasn't serving you is just gone, and it dissipates in an instant, and then you start seeing through the activated portals of energy that are the 144 strand DNA of the astral body. And when you're operating more from your astral body, which is in the 4D, rather than the physical vessel, which is in the 3D, right? You see past the illusion of fear, you see past the illusion of time, because those are the only things that are binding anyone to the 3D. So now that eruption has happened, your belief systems regarding time and fear, which basically that's what most motherfuckers are afraid of. I believe I have another video on that with Lord Saturn and time and fear of the 3D earth dimension. But time and fear they go hand in hand, because motherfuckers fear time. Okay, that's it. You wanna think a motherfucker has a fear of this, a fear of that, right? No, all fear comes down to time. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, it's the illusion of time that keeps the fear construct in place in the 3D realm. So once you get blasted open with this Kundalini energy, which is going to sneak into your subconscious mind, however which way you choose, then you're going to start operating from the 144 strand DNA, and that is when you open up the portal of truly living as a god in the 3D realm. Because now that you don't fear anything, and time and fear are both illusions that are binding motherfuckers to the 3D via their ego, then things are going to start to work out extremely magical for you. That's why these energies, right? Inanna is a goddess. Why? Because this is the embodiment of someone who has access to the higher realms and can easily manipulate the 3D to their liking. This is why people make offerings to gods and goddesses, right? This is why the ego makes offers or prayers to gods and goddesses. But what they don't realize is that they are making an offering and a prayer to the higher aspect of themselves that sees beyond the illusion of time and fear. And they're begging for a solution when the solution is coming from them, because everyone is a god or goddess or both or whatever, okay? And, God can mean different things to everyone. I'm just, using it here because we're channeling Inanna, right? But the God consciousness, whenever someone is worshiping like a God, that is still a third dimensional excuse. But when people are doing that, when they're praying to a God, no matter who or what it is outside of them, and if you're hardcore religious, I don't know if you want to click out the video, I don't know what you want to do, but when anyone is praying and begging and making offerings to something outside of them, they're already taking their power away. When what they would ideally want to do is, let's say I'm resonating with the energy of Inanna right now, right? I embody it, and I'm like, I am Inanna, motherfucker, right? I ain't making an offering to no one because I know that I am the offering, and I am the offered. Do you see? I'm the one. I am God, I am Goddess, right? Just as are you, if this resonates. Okay, so you don't want to look for anything outside of you, and that's the whole basically purpose of the story of, you know, Adam and Eve, right? Now, what was that quote in Genesis? Behold, the man has become as one of us, and it's purportedly the voice of God. Who is he talking to? He's talking to the angels, or he's talking to other motherfuckers that know their gods in the astral realm. He's like, oh snap, here's another one, right? And I promise you this, when you meet a motherfucker who has had their Kundalini activated, no matter which way, I promise you, you're gonna recognize the godliness in them. I promise you right away. Not to say that everyone is not their own God, because everyone is, but just not everyone realizes it. But when you conduct yourself as a god or goddess on earth, right? When you know that you don't need to pray to anyone or anything, what you do is, let's say you resonate with a god or goddess, what you want to do ideally is embrace that energy of that god. Embody it, because you are that. Because if you weren't in resonance with that god or goddess, you are in resonance with that god or goddess, and you're in resonance. Why? Because you already possess those qualities, because that's what brought you together in resonance. So you already are that. So when you are in a state of, let's say, you know, your ego mind comes out of nowhere and tries to, you know, kick you down back into the 3D realm, the illusion of time and fear, then you go to your favorite deity, who you are. Okay, because remember I said in the beginning, you're in resonance with them, so you are them, and you embrace those qualities. So right now, as I'm recording this, I'm embracing the energy of Inanna and the traits associated with this goddess, you see? And that is how you meander along if anything fear-based comes up because of the illusion of time in the 3D realm. So how would so-and-so god or goddess be in this situation, right? What are their traits? Whichever one resonates with you, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be Inanna, it could be whoever. You don't pray to them and say, please get me out of this situation. No, you embrace the qualities that you already are, that you already have, and then you become it. Whether you've had a Kundalini activation or not, but I suspect that motherfuckers that see this video, you the real MVPs, by the way, you either had a Kundalini awakening already, might be several, you know, you could get some upgrades, right? Updating the software. Or you are about to have your first one. Oh yeah. So that's what we have for you today. Talk to you later.